not like a mammal that some like domesticated mammals specifically like to be pet. She's not a big fan. Like, I can touch her, but more that's telling her, hey, it's okay. We're in a safe place, or hey, you don't need to go fly that direction. It's not a big deal. It's just a communication. But to come down and let you touch her, she wouldn't like that very much. It's not her favorite thing. But I appreciate you asking. Feathers are very soft. I will tell you that feathers are much lighter weight than hair or fur, so they definitely are very lightweight. And it is interesting too that if you look at like a parrot feather or a very colorful feather, they actually act like more like a prism. It's not true color, not true pigmentation in their feather shafts. She's going to do what's called a roust. Shaking out her feathers, telling me she's nice and relaxed in this environment.
Why is he alone?
The noise that she's making, that's a communication sound that she's making. It's a vocalization. Enjoy, you guys. That vocalization is called it's a territorial call. She's letting you know that this is her space. And so you'll notice that when people walk up or when people leave, she'll make that vocalization, letting us all know that this is kind of her space here. Those of you just joining us again, this is a golden eagle. Her name is Tonka. She's one of our mini animal ambassadors here at the safari park. She's about 20 years old. And they could live potentially into their late 40s here in a zoological setting, as long as they get good health and medical care. Out in the, they have their own medical care here, but out in the wild, they potentially could live 25 to 30 years if their survival is good. Any questions?
That's the biggest of the eagles, right?
They are the biggest. No, the harpy eagle is
the
actually,
harpy, that's right.
The harpy's bigger, and they're in South America.
Yeah.
And harpy eagles are actually much more powerful than most eagles in the aspect that the general rule of thumb for birds of prey, they can carry about half their body weight up in the sky.
Yeah.
So a rabbit is perfect weight for a golden eagle to pick up and take off, but a harpy eagle can carry a primate off the ground.
But those are used for hunting too, though, right? In the
Middle East.
Yes.
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 Yeah, they will use them. Traditionally, that's falconry. It's the art of hunting
They
with
pull
birds
them off
of prey.
mountains and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
they will. They use it traditionally. I was telling the folks earlier that they can use falcons and different types of hawks. They'll take out on horseback with a hood on their head, and then they'll release that bird to capture their food for them. They will feed the bird because obviously they just caught their food for them.
Yeah.
But they definitely, it's a hunting skill for sure. Yeah. You had a question?
Yeah. Is that like a social animal with other members of its own species?
No, they're really not social. Golden eagles, bald eagles will be a little bit more adaptable to other bald eagles in their environment. You'll see lots of bald eagles in a tree. You typically will see one golden eagle in a tree unless it's a pair, a male and female. They'll be in a nest, but no, they're not very fond of their own kind in their own area. And that's just because they're very territorial. They want their own space. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
What would an interaction with, like, let's say the golden eagle be like with the bald eagle?
They typically wouldn't interact at all. They would fight. If for some reason, I mean, it's possible that they'll cross paths, but they would fight for territory. And the way that they have a tendency to fight is they'll lock talons in the air and they'll do a spiral dive, or one will give up and just take off. But they'll circle, and if they do fight, they'll grab and lock talons, and then somebody's gonna have to release. And their talons are interesting because their feet, when they lock them, I'll get your question in just a second, sweetie. So when they lock their feet, they're ligaments. They're like a ratchet system. So you know how a ratchet system locks and then you have to lock it a little bit to loosen it? Well, their feet are ligaments. So if you think about a ligament in our body, when it tightens up, again, it has to tighten to release. They don't have muscles or tendons in there. It's all ligaments. So when it tightens, it tightens. And then they have to physically be able to release it to be able to get their food in their mouth or to release whatever that they're holding on to. Yeah, what was your question, sweetie?
Why do they call it the ghost?
Why do they call it the golden eagle? I love that question. If you look at, you look at the back of her head here, you see these beautiful golden feathers. That's why they call it the golden eagle. But I will tell you, it's a little confusing. Bye, guys. Thank you. The golden eagle, when they're below 7 years of age, they look more like a bald eagle. So that top of their head is more white in feather coloration, and the tips of their tail are white. On the flip side, the bald eagle is all brown in coloration until they reach about 7 years of age, and then they get their adult plumage. So. Well, folks, I do have to wrap things up, but I do want to thank you for coming out and supporting conservation efforts. I'm glad you got a chance to see Tonka, our golden eagle, and we do appreciate you guys coming out and supporting us today. Have a great night.